Welcome, my Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and twin flame relationships. Welcome to your twin flame reading for September 2019. I am your reader for today, Mark A. Lyons, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, professional witch and professional intuitive. I've been doing this since I'm 12 years old. Well, not the professional part. I've been reading people in tarot since I'm 12 years old. I'm going to be 51 on September 6th. So yeah, happy birthday to all of us Virgos, but today we're talking Sag. Please like and subscribe. Welcome back, my subscribers. Thank you so much. Hit the notification bell, the little belly button. Hit that thing so that you know as soon as I post something. If it's for you, you'll know it, right? Saggies makes your hunting a little bit easier. Now, I will say, please do, if you have not yet, watch the clarifying Twin Flames, Soulmates, and True Lovers video that I have. It's pretty much the first link right underneath. Yeah, it is the first link in the description box right under the description for this video. Even if you want to pause this one, go watch it, because the definitions I'm using are different than what most people identify with twin flames. In fact, I've been watching other videos of people kind of saying the same thing, right? That the twin flame it's a turbulent relationship that's to accelerate your spiritual awakening, that they're turbulent, that you go through dark night of soul, and girl, ain't it the truth? Yeah, go have a look at that one, because this is ultimately about you, your journey, your hunter's Sagittarian archer journey on the path of true love. That is my focus, my foundation, true love, you know, being the path of healing, growth, learning, evolution, awakening through our relationships of all kinds and varieties, right? You need twin flames, you need soulmates. The true lovers part, it feels like that's what's coming for humanity, and you got to go through your twin flames and work with your soulmates to become the embodiment of true love. And when you become the full embodiment of true love, let's call that what it is, the full anchoring of fifth dimensional consciousness within your being, unity consciousness, then of course everybody around you is going to be affected like that. And it might be that whoever it is that you're supposed to be with transforms or shows up transformed. Who knows? Who knows? It's a mystery, hence mysticism. So I will tell you, blessing the decks, Sagittarians, Zeus sits in the throne of Sagittarius, my teacher, archetype. He's my teacher, archetype, and really brought me to tears so often. The blessing of the decks beforehand. I mean, I'm a Pisces moon, I'm a Virgo, but I'm a Pisces moon. That mystical witch in me just like feels the love of the angels, gods, and masters. So they added something new to the prayer today, all is well. Now that will be included in the prayers ongoing for all of the readings from now. All is well. That from the divine's point of view, everything's playing out exactly how it's supposed to, honey. You just need a little guidance and grace, right? So let's do this. We're doing essentially 24 cards in this spread, a limited number, right? I'm not going to be a table full of cards, although there will be a table full of cards. The first line horizontally will be for you, my Sagittarians, one card each from 8 decks. The first line of 5 will lay down, and then there are 3 decks to clarify. You'll see as we go. The second line is for the twin, the other in the twin flame relationship. The third line is the relationship itself. But I won't be laying them out that way. I'm going to be laying them out this way. You'll see. So we're going to start with the Caroline Myss archetype decks. All the decks that I work with are in the description box below with links, so you can go check them out. And if you can buy them there, if you want them, great. Blessed be. Hunters. Always willing to give a Sag a map or a clue, right? So a clue, a tip, a hint. Here we go. Caroline Myss archetype cards. My collective pantheon of angels, gods, and masters. Please, one card, an archetype here. What is the soul contract piece, the soul power being developed in this twin flame relationship for the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in twin flame relationships for September 2019? Please, what is the archetype they are developing in this twin flame relationship just for the month of September 2019? Ooh, the Scribe. It's so funny. I got that yesterday for myself. I pull cards for myself pretty much every day. Right. So the Scribe, we will talk about that. Now what we're going to do, like I said, instead of building the line horizontally, I'm going to pull the next one for the twin in this situation, and then after that for the relationship, the twin flame relationship itself. So please, same thing, my beautiful pantheon of angels, gods, and masters, one card for the twin in this twin flame relationship for September 2019. What soul power are they developing? What archetype is dominant within them? Oh, the victim. The victim archetype, however, don't freak out, Sagittarius. It's a survival family archetype. The 4 survival archetypes everybody has. The child, the victim, which is the victimizer, as well as the victor, the one who overcomes victimization, right? The saboteur, which is a whole other deal. Think Wile E. Coyote. It's my favorite version of the saboteur archetype. And the prostitute, which is not about being a hooker. It's about how you compromise, right? How you compromise your self-esteem and negotiate for comfort instead of faith. So there's a survival thing going on here. Now that can be emotional survival, and that's why I want to get these all 3 out, because the interrelationship of the 3 archetypes, right? It's an alchemical blend, an archetypal alchemical blend, making something else. So really, you could say, we'll do it this way: the scribe twin flame and the victim twin flame together in this relationship are manifesting or drawing in, or the symbolic contract, right? What is the contract between them, the overall? So my pantheon of angels, gods, and masters, please, this is the one. What is the archetype, the soul power being developed? The seeker, right? The seeker, the seeker, the seeker, the seeker. Now, in relationships, yeah, that makes sense, because we're seeking something, but are we looking where it is? Are we looking within? That's where it is. We all gotta know right now, the power is within, the answers are within. But what that means for each of us individually, right? So every archetype has a light and a shadow, right? A lead and gold. Twin flames, if you think, oh, okay, they're giving me science here. On the periodic table, lead has 3 more atoms than gold, so three atoms have to be burned off, transformed, released. So something has to be released in order to alchemize lead to gold. Lead is an insulator, energy can't pass through it. Gold is a conductor, energy flows really well through gold. So let me read you the light attribute for the scribe, my Sagittarians. Preserving knowledge and information. You're writing shit down. Even if that is journaling, even if that is, going through your bank statements and your checks and everything, and, kind of making sure all of that is preserved. Now even they're saying with the cloud and all of that stuff, make sure you're backing your shit up. Just saying, right? The shadow attribute, altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. So are you altering the facts here in the shadow? Journaling is really good for that. I mean, I'm a writer. My first book, Spell Ingredients, was really fun. We were just trying to make an ebook. Me and my editor, Jill Schweitzer, my Scorpio sister. That was a fun one to do, but that was just, let's see if we can do this. And we had fun with it, right? The second one, Words of Grace, it didn't nearly kill me. The path was pretty much killing me, destroying me, devastation and destruction, and Words of Grace is what rose out of that. So in a way, it's like I wrote the prayers and the practices and the insights that I was going through a dark night of the soul, and made Words of Grace. Go check it out. It's all on my website and store. So now the twin in this one, we've got the victim archetype. Oh, blessed be that there's a real opportunity here for the twin light attribute. Prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. See, that's the thing about the shadow. It's a dual shadow. It's just an archetypal lens of looking at how we survive, of the victim and the victimizer. But really, the gold, the light attribute, is the victor, as in the spoils of war go to the victor, the one who embodies, maintains, has victory, right? So, of course, the shadow attribute. Now, this is the poor me stuff. Go read, this is my introduction to it. Wow, back in the early 90s, Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield, the poor me control drama. Shadow attribute, playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity inability to maintain personal boundaries. So the victim archetype is the guardian of self-esteem and boundaries. Go read Sacred Contracts, Caroline Myss. She is my favorite spiritual teacher. I think she is at the top of the field. And I will be honest, Sagittarians, because you love honesty so much, she is probably the only person on planet Earth that sort of intimidates me. I love her. I mean, when you're that sort of genius, she's amazing. I wouldn't know what to say to her. I really am afraid that I'd be like, oh, right? So keep that in mind. Oh, sorry, last one down. Yes, Sagittarius, the energy's high, and Zeus is just zapping me here. So the seeker archetype, the overall relationship here, this is interesting. The light attribute, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. Wisdom and truth, wisdom and truth, wisdom and truth. That this is a journey, a seeker's journey of wisdom and truth. Now, considering that twin flame relationships, now again, if you haven't watched the video, go watch that clarifying twin flame soulmates true lovers video, that the truth you are seeking is within yourself, because in a twin flame relationship by contract, they can't give you that. You have to find that within yourself. Twin flame relationships are about seeking the love that you want by giving it to yourself. You seek, you learn, and that's why the relationships are so transformative. They're like the crucible, holding you in place for transformation. And that's why they're so damn hard most of the time, because it's not that we're looking for love in all the wrong places, but we're seeking love in a twin flame relationship for ourselves, that we give ourselves the love, the understanding, the compassion, the truth that they by contract cannot. And yes, they are able to do that for other people. Those are soulmates. That's the difference between a soulmate and a twin flame. So very cool. All right, so we've got the scribe, the victim, and the seeker. The scribe sort of dealing with truth and noting things down and, you know, preserving knowledge or altering it, plagiarizing it. The victim really either rising up in victory. You know, the phrase, and I love this, the phrase of the victor archetype is never again. Boundary, never again, and never again the burning times, right? That's why, you know, witches, they burnt us, they buried us, they stamped us underground, but that's okay, we just came back. We'll never get rid of witches on this planet. Didn't you watch American Horror Story Apocalypse? I did, obviously. So then, you know, they're moving into that this is a survival thing for them, but that the overall relationship you're both seeking. Like one seeking truth and one is seeking victory. And that's a good thing. So you two can help each other here by doing your own stuff, right? Like doesn't mean necessarily cut them out. You can be married to a twin flame. Twin flame can be your child, can be your parent, can be your boss. But twin flames are supposed to kind of shake things up, make things turbulent. So let's get a little clarity here from the angels. My angels, please, a card of clarity for the Sagittarian Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign and the collective. Piece of your angelic guidance and grace for them in this twin flame relationship, September 2019. Oh, beautiful. Answered prayer. That your prayer has been answered here. It may not feel like it has been answered in this month. You never know, right? But your prayer has already been answered. You may not be focusing your bow and arrow in the whole thing. You know, that's the thing about a bow and arrow. It's like you're focusing on the specific, where your prayer may be answered in the larger picture, in the general. Isn't that right? General, specific. I forget what cartoon that was, but it was in the 90s. Okay, so right, and private, public. So for this victim archetype, my angels, please, stream of consciousness, Zeus driving. For this victim twin flame, victim victorious, we're going to focus on the victory there. This victor archetype in this twin flame relationship with the Sagittarian, September 2019, guardian angel, which to me is the higher self, right? The fifth dimensional, sixth dimensional, seventh dimensional, eighth and above. You know, those levels of consciousness, right? You can see them as chakras. That's interesting. Fifth dimensional unity consciousness, some say it's crown chakra, some say it's perpetual throat, but really unity consciousness, it's, to me, it's eighth chakra, that then we're downloading it through the crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacrum, into the root, into our conduct, and out into the world. So that guardian angel here, just know if you're the cross watcher here, or even Sagittarius, if you find yourself being the second line more than the first, the twin more than the top line, that's fine. You know, you take these as they resonate. These are general readings. But that there's really something here about them rising up, about them finding their own victory through fifth dimensional awareness. So that's kind of cool. And also that they're being guarded and guided, right? So my angels, please, one more for this Sagittarian collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, twin flame relationship in general and overall for the month of September 2019. Signs, that the signs are going to be everywhere. The synchronicities are going to be everywhere. The writing's on the wall, but symbolically so. Cool. So seeker of signs, right? There you go. Overall, both y'all. Now, if you are in communication with each other, you know, you could very well, if you are, like I said, communicating, say, hey, look, let's just watch the movie, let's just watch it unfold. We'll probably know what we need to do, right, as we go along. Let's just see how this plays itself out, because your prayer has been answered. The guardian angel, I mean, maybe you prayed for this victim archetype. Right? Maybe you prayed for your twin. May they be guarded and guided. May all that they need be given to them in some way, shape, or form. Right? Spell, prayer, ritual, ceremony, whatever it is that you do, or even just in the colloquial, oh God bless them. Please, God bless them. Right? Okay, speaking of God bless them, Zeus, shall we? My God, Zeus in particular, please, one card. A piece of your godly guidance and grace for this Sagittarian Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this twin flame relationship for September 2019. That was quick, lightning quick. Oh, Capricorn. Now, again, I've said it before pretty much in every time a zodiac card, a court card comes up in Daughters of the Moon Tarot, right? I pretty much say that it doesn't necessarily mean, because this deck does not break it up into Knight, King, Queen. It's made Mother Crone, feminist deck. So I'm really looking at, yes, if this is a Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever, maybe you have that placement in your chart. But overall, I always get this, particularly in personal readings, that this is about, in this case, the 10th house, highest potential. That there's something being refined here, but it is kind of slow and steady wins the race. Saturn is the planet of karma, right? Just look up 10th house stuff. It's a rough road. Maybe you're dark nighting of the soul a bit in this, very possible. Now, don't worry, don't freak out, Sagittarius. I've got 3 other decks, one just to clarify the angels, one just to clarify the gods, and one just to clarify the masters. So hang in there. This is just laying down pieces of the puzzle. We ain't even halfway through. So let's get halfway through. My king, my father, my teacher, my Zeus, please. One card of your godly guidance and grace for the twin in this Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship. Please, a piece of your godly guidance and grace. The learner. This card has come up in this position for so many of these twin flame readings to get that they're learning, right? Oh, right? Isn't that a mini aha moment? Mini aha. Oh, Zeus, I love you so much. You know, he's Jupiter. He's joviality. Is Jove, his Roman name, right? Joviality. So there is a learning curve here. Please keep in mind on the path of true love in general, particularly with the twin flame relationships, there's a learning curve. All is well, that the divine plan is adjusting itself around you to get you where you need to go, for both of you, for all of us, for all of life. But do we play the game or do we resist the game? Are we even aware it is a game, or do we think we're totally in control? Good luck with that, right? It's the reason why it's thy will be done. And for the highest good and harming now, as I will it, so let it be done. Whatever your language, there's got to be that surrender to, okay, let's play the game. But I don't fucking know what's going to happen. Hubris, right? Pride goeth before the fall. Better to do humility, the grace of humility. It is my personal saving grace. Grant me the grace of humility to know that I do not know, but I am willing to be shown the truth. And let me give up the need to know the reasons why things happen, and rather ask to be given, if I'm ready, a vision, a glimpse of the divine plan, the purpose, the bigger purpose, the fifth dimensional at least purpose, right? So let's get a card here, a daughter of the moon, for this relationship, this seeker with signs. This looks really good so far. I mean, in terms of that higher perspective of spiritual growth, right? That we grow, heal, learn, become the best that we can be, and fulfill our roles in the divine plan, which is all I want at this point. Like, whatever else happens, as long as it's doing that, I'll live. Well, we're eternal souls. We're going to croak and come back most likely, so we live. So, my father, my king, my teacher, my Zeus, please, I love you so much. I miss you. He was my patron for a year. It was a wonderful, powerful lightning bolt year. Please, one card for the Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign relationship, twin flame relationship for September 2019. Well, security, Four of Pentacles. You know, that card of holding on, but I love this card. It's such a different take on it. It's like really the well that never runs dry. It's going and filling, even though there's a water element in there. The dominance is the well itself, because what is the well doing? Holding it, right? So there's a security, a stability there. And I'm getting for this too that there is also a period of physical rest here and refilling your stores, STORES, recharging your batteries, and that emotional element feels there. So also the more you're able to do that, seeker, the more you're able to do that, seeker, the more the signs, the more you'll be able to see them, because the signs are always everywhere. It's just the nature of the quantum, right? It's like in a video game. The tips, the tricks are there, but sometimes you have to go over it again and again and again until you hit that special combo, right? And the signs are there, sort of like cheat codes. Go this way. And how much of that is intuitive, by the way? How much of that, now that the seeker is the wisdom family, I believe, so there is something about alchemizing this through experience, that oftentimes seeing the signs in hindsight, because they're obvious, it's a helpful thing, but don't beat yourself up for that, right? Like, so sometimes when we take this Four of Pentacles, a time out, but stability, really using that time to recharge, we raise in vibration, we see things differently, and it gives us this sense of security that indeed all is well, that the divine plan is in play, and you're playing your role, and you can't fuck up the divine plan, no matter how powerful you think you are. Grab a cup of coffee and play the game. You're not powerful enough to fuck up the divine plan. It's undoable. Can't be done. Can't be done. So let's go to the masters. Now, it's funny for these twin flame relationships, these past couple of reads, I've been getting more and more like I'm talking to lawyers. Now, I was raised by a lawyer. My mother, who I call Hera, divorced my father and married my stepfather, her divorce lawyer, who I call Zeus. Although he is not a Sagittarian, that's okay. So my feeling is that, you know, like these past couple of reads, it's like I'm talking to lawyers. I know what that feels like now, but they're compassionate, loving lawyers that are working for the well-being of all. Like, really, what all lawyers are supposed to be doing, I suppose. But hey, third and fourth dimension, good luck with that. That's a fifth dimensional thing that's anchoring in, right? So, what kind of, they're contract lawyers, sacred contract lawyers. So it's interesting. It's like about the twin flame division, that wing of the Ascended Master office. So let's do this. Please, my masters, one card of clarity for the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign Scribe in this twin flame relationship, whose prayer has been answered, but has the Capricorn journey there, the highest potential here. Please, a piece of your guidance and grace for September 2019. Pain, pure and simple. Now, if you look at the card, right, we've got two people carrying someone on a stretcher, and there is this cloud raining on them. So what is that saying? We're looking more at emotional pain here, but because it's coming from the cloud, don't download pain from the cloud. But isn't that saying you're taking on, you're healing for the collective, right? You're downloading from the cloud, healing pain for everybody through your own process here. We're talking about air and water there. It's the psychological, it's the mental, emotional stuff going on. Now, I do make a differentiation in my own personal life between pain and suffering. Pain cannot be avoided in this life, right? You know, stub your toe, it fucking hurts. But if you stub your toe when you're in love, It's like, oopsie, ow, owie. You stub your toe after a breakup or in a turbulent part of a twin flame relationship, it's the end of the fucking world and you want to blow it up, right? So to me, that's the difference between pain and suffering, right? What's going on for you mentally, emotionally as well. It's good to know, that's a womp womp card in this Chuck Spezzano love pack. Go check it in the links below. But at the same time, it's like, it's good. Twin flame relationships. This is kind of saying this is what's being transformed in this turbulent, tricky twin flame relationship. So my lawyers, my master lawyers, I don't want to call you that, that's, you're a little chill. Please, one card in clarity then for the twin in this twin flame relationship with the Sagittarian collective. Scribe, please, a piece of your guidance and masterful grace. Well, the lovers, this one comes up a lot too in these readings because there's so many in here. It's just odd that certain cards keep repeating the way they do. I mean, I know better. I've been a reader for way more than half my life. So, the lovers card, this is not tarot. I always have to say that. The Chuck Spezzano deck is not a tarot deck. I guess it's an oracle, if we're going to categorize it. But it really is for your own personal healing and development. But as a divination tool, it's very helpful, I'm finding. So, the lovers here, that is the first card here that really does indicate something romantic, okay? Because remember, twin flame relationships can be in any relationship structure. You can even be in a twin flame relationship with someone on TV because they're just triggering you. And just Scribe, write that down for later. Just what is that? Stick a pin in it. Write it down. Put it on a post-it. Oh yeah. Watch the news and let it transform me by healing the pain that rises within me. So look, we're dealing with the lovers here, which I will go tarot to say that there is a decision being made here, and that the victor archetype here with the higher self guardian angel that is giving them this learning experience or trying to do it, there is that higher dimensional aspect to the learning here, that there is a decision being made, perhaps how much to commit, because there's a difference between a choice and a decision. Every choice has a consequence, but level of choice, level of consequence. If you're going to eat something that you're allergic to and jab yourself with the EpiPen, that's different than eating something that you're not allergic to, right? Ooh, let's see if that card pops back around. But a decision is life-changing, right? Going to law school, I'm quitting, take this job and shove it, right? It's life-changing, not just a choice. So let's do the overall here, please, my masters. One card of your guidance and grace overall for this Sagittarian Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign collective twin flame relationship for September 2019. Deception. Things are not as they appear to be, but at the same time, I don't necessarily feel in every single case here that this is about you deceiving each other. It's just things are not as they appear to be. Well, that's why we have clarifiers, right? So just looking at this line, look, you've got pain, they've got a decision, but there's a deception going on here. Now, again, does that mean that one of you is deceiving the other? Maybe you're both being deceived. But if you're both deceiving, if you're both consciously deceiving another, that could be in there. And it may be because of money, stability, that Four of Pentacles thing. So keep an eye on the signs while you seek your way through this, your own personal healing. All right, we're going to clarify these angels with the Cosmic Deck of Initiation, a very mandalic deck that wants a universal balance on it just at the bottom. And if you want to do bottom of the card reads, well, there you have it. But this one has been blessed for the angels, by the angels, for these angel cards, which, by the way, I didn't say it, is Healing with the Angels Oracle by Doreen Virtue. All right. Here we go. My angels, please clarify this answered prayer for the Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this twin flame relationship, September 2019. Law of transmutation. Law of transmutation. Different than transformation. Transmutation means that an element is mutated. Really think X-Men. If you want to go DC Comics, it's the meta gene, right? It's like whether it's dormant within the person, it might be something activating in that way. But with answered prayer, what's the, that's kind of cool. What's the answered prayer? that the divine is transmuting this situation, right? Alchemy, though often thought as transformation, because it is about changing form, transmutation is more about a change, that something in the situation has changed via prayer. So look, I would suggest write down your prayers, my scribe. So, not every single time. I mean, I have a prayer book, but now my own that I wrote, a little, book that I've jotted things down over the past 30 years in there, should I mean to go and look back. But really now it's about spontaneous prayer for me. And Sagittarius might be something. Just let it rip. Right? Don't worry about crossing every T, dotting every I. That's the Virgo job. Okay. Sippy, sippy, sip. Oh, thank God for good coffee. And thank the gods I can cook. And by the way, making good coffee for me is cooking. Yeah, I'm a potion witch. So my angels, really, please clarify for the other in this twin flame relationship. That guardian angel card. What is the guardian angel of? Or what is the guardian angel doing? What's going on here? Please, a piece of your angelic guidance and grace for the other in this Sagittarian collective twin flame relationship. Capricorn. 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 Capricorn, Capricorn. Bunch of goats, or at least two. All right, so what are we talking about here? That, look, if there is a Capricorn zodiacal dealio going on here, then fine in terms of placement. Have your charts done. By the way, if any of you need a really good astrologer, I know one, my personal astrologer, Michelle Astro. She calls herself, she's a friend of mine on Facebook. If you are interested, drop me a line. I'd be glad to hook you up with her. She's Capricorn. She does the work. That's why I brought it up, right? So the guardian angel of Capricorn, right? It's almost like the Saturnian higher self, or the lessons. It's like we're guarding you through this journey. We are guarding you, guiding you through this process. But, I have to say I always get, because Capricorn is cardinal earth. It's creative earth. So how does the earth create? Slowly. Right? You don't plant an acorn on Monday and get an oak tree on Tuesday, right? It's a process, it's a growing, it's a development. So yeah, is the divine at work here? It wouldn't be a twin flame relationship unless there was a sacred contract and divine guidance and all of that, part of the divine plan. But that you both share that there's something going on. It'll be interesting to clarify your Capricorn card, my Sag, my Sag. One more, here we go. My angels, please, for this card of signs, for the twin flame relationship itself that we're looking at here with this Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, please clarify this card of signs, a piece of your angelic guidance and grace. Yeah, universal wisdom. That it's signs of universal wisdom. Now remember, universal wisdom is different than sacred knowledge. Universal wisdom is the wisdom of the universe, things that have already gone by, alchemized, experienced, possibly within the two of you already, or that you are in the process, right? Right? What does the seeker do? It's thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. Wisdom and truth. Now, wisdom and truth, yet we have this deception card here. So the signs of universal wisdom, perhaps this deception, whatever it is going to be revealed through the signs. And by the way, divination systems are a means, a medium of those kind of signs. But it also depends on the timing and the reader and where you are. What I mean by timing is where you are when you receive the sign, the reading, what have you. The dream deck, really a deck. Really a deck about dream analysis and dream interpretation, which was never my thing. But since I started working with them, actually, I've been dreaming again. It makes sense. I've said in previous videos, since I started integrating these, that I don't really remember my dreams, but I am taking notice of what's happening as I'm falling asleep and as I'm waking up, which I guess is where I am in that curriculum. So though we're not using them necessarily for dream analysis, if you have been dreaming and some of these symbols pop up and resonate, absolutely pay attention. But because they are Jungian / Freudian in nature, these cards, I think with tarot, they work exceedingly well. Like I was like, you really want me to use those? These were given to me as a gift. I never used them because I only saw them. How interesting. as a dream analysis. I'm like, that stuff's too personal. How can anybody tell you what your dream symbols mean, right? Yeah, there are unconscious archetypes and all, but so Sagittarian, let's go a hunting. Let's get you a dream image here. Oh, from my gods, from Zeus. See, I'm wearing his ring, so it's just like it throbs and it's like, yes, Dad. Please, my gods, my Zeus. One card of your godly guidance and grace and clarification for this Sagittarian Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign collective in this twin flame relationship for September 2019. Earthbound. This one has come up before. Earthbound. Now, it's just a pretty picture. Each one has a pretty picture, and then the writing's on the other side, so I can't see what the picture is. And believe me, the print is teeny tiny. So let me read this for you. Now, this intro, oh my God, Earthbound with Capricorn. Oh my God, that's the card we're clarifying. Earthbound with Capricorn. Okay. Look, circles and circles. That's why I call my company Drawing the Circle Productions, because there's just circles everywhere in my life while I am a witch. Okay. Earthbound. In an age dominated by technology, it is easy to lose touch with the natural world. Dreams provide an ideal space to reestablish this vital connection. As you prepare for sleep, picture yourself alone on the moon. Feeling trapped inside a spacesuit, you gaze with longing at the earth, poised, fragile in a vast universe. Reaching out toward it, you find yourself hurtling through space, plunging naked into the swirling blue of the stratosphere. As you drift into sleep, luxuriate in the freedom of your body, awakening in the morning to a renewed sense of oneness with the world. Oneness with the world. Unity, consciousness, fifth dimensional awareness. Now I'm going to say, because this is earthbound, this really looks like the card of the world to me. So it would be like saying what's crossing, what's clarifying this Capricorn. Oh yeah, because there's the wheel of the zodiac. Now I know you're not going to really be able to see that. Maybe you can. Can you see that? They're closer, right? You see the signs of the zodiac ringing the world there. There's something there about a full circle here that it doesn't necessarily mean that you're at the end of this Capricornian journey, but there might be a completion of a cycle within it. Yeah, you see, I really, really like those. They're so deep. Let's keep going. We're going to clarify for the twin in this twin flame, the what's going on with the learner here, which, by the way, is the Eight of Pentacles. Fiona Morgan kind of jumbles even the numbers around, which is interesting, but I love it. I love a new way of going in on a Alma Virgo. I would. And by the way, I have Mercury conjunct Venus and Libra, and do you know what it's like for me to get this all semi-symmetrical? Hours, but then once it's set, right? So my Zeus, see, it's so funny. I can look in the camera and I see him over my shoulder. That's why it's kind of, you see me do this, you do that. My Father, my King, my Teacher, please. One card of clarity for the twin in this Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship. This victory archetype with this Capricorn guardian angel, the learner and the lovers. What, please, a card of your godly guidance and grace for the twin here with the learner. Arranging a dream rendezvous. Now, this card has come up repeatedly too, as has the world. And you see me shuffle them, and I shuffled them a really long time before I even hit the record button. The dream rendezvous, I mean, I can read it, but it's about like, talk to your partner and find a place either that you can imagine together, or a place that you know of, right? It's like, meet me at the top of the Eiffel Tower, right? Well, I'm getting Empire State Building. It's a little more Efren for me at the moment. And you go through it in detail, and you visualize it, and you try and meet up there in your dream. Like, that's something, if you can do that, I'll give it a shot. But in this, if that's what they're learning how to do, how to astral project, how to lucid dream and that stuff, that's interesting. I just don't think that that's what's really going on here. It might be somewhere in the collective, but they're learning how to make this dream come true for themselves, maybe without you. But a dream rendezvous, well, a rendezvous isn't a meeting. Well, I mean, it is a meeting, but look, Do you see the shadows behind them? It's like a rendezvous. There's something secret there in a secluded rendezvous that overlooks the avenue, right? But then we've got this card of betrayal down here. So we'll see as that one clarifies how that relates. So there's definitely a learning here through these surreptitious rendezvous. Rendezvous. Sacré bleu, rendezvous. One more here for this Four of Pentacles for the twin flame relationship itself, my Saggies, my Sagittarius asses. My God, Zeus, my father, my king, my teacher, please, one card of clarity for this twin flame collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, Sagittarius, dealio going on here. This twin flame, please, a piece of your guidance and grace, because we've got the seeker here with the signs of universal wisdom, with this Four of Pentacles, security, yet this deception, please, a clue, a tip, a hint, a piece of your guidance and grace for this overall relationship. There were two there. The egg. This one, I think, has come up too, maybe? The egg. Oh, look at her. She's gone fetal. The egg. Sorry, I didn't know if I told you this, but I am an Adina Monsoon channel as well. Love Jennifer Saunders. If I ever met French and Saunders with Linda Carter in the room and Bette Midler, I would probably drop dead. Contract complete. Gone. Yeah, I love my divine feminines. So it's interesting, the egg with the Four of Pentacles, that holding on, that sense of security, but definitely something about potential in the egg, right? Because doesn't the egg have potential? Used universally as a symbol in myth and art, the egg represents love, newness, birth, and opportunity. Always a positive sign. That's good. The dream egg stands for a fresh start, because you want fresh eggs, right? What new paths are you thinking about taking in waking life? Is there a job that you are considering? Are you thinking of starting a family or moving somewhere new? Could the egg be urging you to follow your heart, or is it expressing your anxieties about new ventures? How did it appear in your dream? How did your dream self respond to its presence? So doesn't that make sense? Like cradling an egg, something that's fragile but filled with potential nourishment, wholeness. So this Four of Pentacles, again, speaks of that nourishment while this egg is what? Gestating, developing, right? It's like you got to sit on the egg, right? The hen got to sit on the egg to allow it its time, and you don't... Oh, wow. Okay. This is from a really long time ago. I learned this from Marianne Williamson. I'm not being political. She was Marianne Williamson before this year. I met her twice. She's this tall and chock full of power. I love her. This thing of the egg, that the chick inside the egg has like a specific amount of time that it is to be in the egg, right? And that at a certain point, it has to use its egg tooth to chip its way out of the egg, or it will die, because everything within that egg for a certain amount of time is exactly perfect. It's like very much the Four of Pentacles, that security that the chick has everything it needs to grow, to heal, to become from an embryo into a chick. But then at a certain point, it goes toxic and you got to get out. It has to chip its way out. So right now, this feels like with this Four of Pentacles, that this is the time of allowing the egg to do what it's doing inside the shell, and hence that deception. Perhaps there's an indication there that there is a deception in order to protect this fragility that's going on while the seeking of universal wisdom and following the signs. So that would make sense, and that's a much more compassionate, I feel, take on that for a collective in a twin flame relationship. You know, twin flame relationships may, here's another T, may well be torturous, but it's happening for you. That it's really that an egg is being nurtured here, not sat upon, crushed, but you know what I mean. It's going through its stages of development. And if you like, you could do that chicken egg, but you could do the same with, you know, the butterfly, right? Egg, caterpillar, pupa, cocoon. I forget which one goes which with butterflies. The other one's the moth, I think. Chrysalis, and then butterfly. All right. So now we're going to work, we're going to clarify these. Oh, to put them all together, really, you've got this Capricorn. You've got the Capricorn with this earth bound, right? That the lesson really being in some sort of stage, and also something about embodying this, about bringing it into your conduct bit by bit, very Capricornian. That the twin in this, the learner, let's just do this, the learner with this dream rendezvous, that they're really learning through this experience if you two are indeed being a little sneaky peeky. But the overall here, the Four of Pentacles with the egg, that there is something developing and hatching here that needs to be protected and a bit held on to. I know there's other cards in the tarot that are about protection, right? In the Wands, the later minor arcana of the Wands. But this really feels like there's something secure here, or being held securely. So to clarify these cards from the Masters, we've got the Osho Neo Tarot, not classically a true tarot deck. There is no major arcana, minor arcana, or court cards, but it is a collection of different wisdom features and teachings. I love it. I've had it since my early 20s. I KAHN my house, which is how I came across a lot of I think all three of these clarifying decks I've had for about 20 years or so. So either given as gifts or things that I've just really, I think in the case of these and those cosmic deck of initiation, we're going back to when I was in my 20s, when I was a spiritual teacher, going around the country teaching angel stuff. Not foo-foo angel stuff. Not the foo-foo, not angelology, the embodiment of the higher self as the guardian angel, or the guardian angel as the higher self. So whether or not you're into Osho, originally his name was Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh, go Google it if you like, a politically controversial subject for a lot of people, but I'm just here for the divination and the guidance and the grace. So let's dive in. My Masters, there you are. Can you please clarify for the Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this twin flame relationship what this pain is about? We are clarifying the card, the Chuck Spezzano card of pain for y'all. So please, my Masters, a piece of your masterly guidance of grace. What is this pain about? What can they focus on? What do they need to know in this twin flame relationship for September 2019? Intelligence. Now this card has again come up repeatedly. Not the first time it's come up. I think it's coming up this will mean the third or fourth time in these readings. I don't even need to read it from the book. It's saying, look for where things are. Use your intelligence, that what you're looking for here is within yourself. Looking for love in all the wrong places, and remember that blessed be the twin flame relationships. They can't ultimately give us the love that we need, but they teach us how to love ourselves. Shine the light. But okay, this is loud and clear, but it is your very pain that's giving you the indication of what needs to be loved within you, that this pain is calling for love, and pretty much has nothing to do with this other person, though they may be triggering it. Add another T to the list. Twin flames are triggery, but also, interestingly enough, tiggery. Very bouncy, very fiery, very playful. That's what gets us in. That's the bait in the trap. But, you know, the twin flame's not a trap. It's a means of your transformation by you learning how to love, heal, respect yourself, all of that stuff, how to take care of yourself. So that card of intelligence, you know, it doesn't mean go all third eye and no heart. But it's saying, you know, the pain that you're going in, like really look into that pain, that there's something only you can give you, that the answers, the healing of this pain is within yourself. And if you're waiting on the twin to do something before you heal, honey, you have put the cart before the horse. You heal you, you do you. Now you have soulmates in your life, usually as friends, family members. You can even have a soulmate with a relationship with a healer. Soulmates are supportive. They're satisfying, they're soothing, right? But they're not necessarily lightning bolts. They don't necessarily, they have a different kind of voltage. It's more of a wave than a particle. It's more like sound than light. Oh, that's really good. I like that. That's fascinating symbolism. Thank you, whoever that was. My Masters, oh, got it. So interesting here. Really use your intelligence. Use the mind. Don't let the mind use you, because this healing I'm really feeling is not about physical pain. There's something here about the mental emotional balance. So absolutely reach out for a counselor. Reach out for some therapy EFT, you know, whatever the emotional freedom technique, Reiki, Shmeki, eggs and bakey, you know, whatever works. You're Sagittarian. I'm sure your quiver is just full of healing arrows that you've not even shot yet. Like, how many books do we have? How many things on our list of things to learn and heal and grow? But that's okay. It's all part of the divine plan too, because that's what the divine plan's all fucking about, apparently. My masters, please, for the twin in this Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sign, Twin Flame relationship, please, we've got a victim here with this guardian angel of Capricorn, right? With this dream rendezvous with the learner and the lovers. Please clarify this lovers card for the twin in this twin flame relationship, September 2019. This one also came up. You saw how much I was shuffling that? Come, yet again, come. It's from a Rumi poem. Rumi, the Sufi mystic. I am going to read that from it just because, well, it almost made me cry on camera last time. God forbid. No, if I'm going to cry on camera, it's going to be for tears. Well, this was tears of joy. It was the tears of love and release. But I'm like, off camera, I'm a Virgo, Pisces moon, cross your legs. Come, yet again, come. It does not matter what state you are in. It does not matter who comes. The master is always ready. There is a beautiful statement of Rumi, one of the greatest Sufi masters ever. Take it to your heart. Now, for you to hear this, Sagittarian, and for the cross watcher, the other in this twin flame, you hear this, take it in. Come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of learning, secret archetype. It does not matter. Ours is not a caravan of despair. Come. Even if you have broken your vow 1,000 times, come. Yet again, come. Now, the first time I read that in a reading, of course, I went sexual on that, but come on. Perhaps there have vows been broken here. Perhaps there were promises made, but you know, to me, there's a huge difference between a vow and a promise. I mean, come on, does a promise mean anything nowadays at all? Right? That's why the honor, true love, you got to be true. If you're looking for true love, you got to be true, right? You got to speak the truth, but learn how to do it with compassion. A vow involves the gods. That's why particularly marriage vows. It's why they're, even though the secular, right, part of that, like justice of the peace stuff, there may not be that element there, but we make vows before we come in, right? You can't ultimately break those vows. Like I said, the divine plan, the game will rearrange itself around you. But to remember, we're clarifying this card of the lovers. So there's this thing of they're kind of saying, come on, let's do this again. Let's do this. Now, if that can be done from a place of I'm making the decision, right, to play this out, to learn what needs to be learned here on the part of your twin here, I would definitely say that there's a decision and an openness there, even if the decision has not yet been verbalized. Remember, well, I'm doing this, what, the 31st? I'm doing this the last day of August. So starting tomorrow, it could happen, but really, it's 30 days, have September. April, June, and November. I was raised by a teacher. I have more mnemonic devices than some people own clean clothes. Most people. Okay, here we go. My masters, then, please clarify the overall. This card of deception, right? This is the one we're sort of waiting for. And don't worry, we're going to lay down 3 cards of those whispers of love. I love those cards. That's why we save dessert. In my family, it goes back a couple of generations. I think I'll just eat it. That we've got something good for dessert. Don't worry, there's good dessert. I've never been disappointed by any of those whispers of love cards, just saying. So please, my masters, can you please give us a piece of your masterful guidance and grace for this overall Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship, that there's this seeker here, seeker of universal wisdom through signs, with this egg of security, this potential growing, yet with this deception. Please clarify, what is this deception about? A piece of your masterly guidance and grace. Please, disciplehood. This one I know has come up before. That this is about discipline, that there's a discipline here. I am going to read this one because that Even if it's long, I don't care. Because there's something about this, because it's like, that's the card. It's like, with all this going on, what is this deception about? Like I said, you might be having to protect, right? That egg, protect that egg. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Disciplehood. Allow every situation in your life to teach you. All right, here we go. When the great Sufi mystic Hassan was dying, somebody asked, Hassan, who was your master? He said, I had thousands of masters. If I just relate their names, it will take months, years, and it is too late. But 3 masters I will certainly tell you about. One was a thief. Once I got lost in the desert, and when I reached a village, it was very late. Everything was closed. But at last I found one man who was trying to make a hole in the wall of a house. I asked him where I could stay, and he said, at this time of night it will be difficult, but you can stay with me if you can stay with a thief. And the man was so beautiful. Aren't they usually those thief archetypes? And the man was so beautiful. I stayed for 1 month, and each night he would say to me, now I am going to my work. You rest, you pray. When he came back, I would ask, could you get anything? He would say, not tonight, but tomorrow I will try again, God willing. He was never in a state of hopelessness. He was always happy. A happy thief. When I was meditating and meditating for years on end and nothing was happening, many times the moment came when I was so desperate, so hopeless. Oh, I'm feeling this for y'all. I get it. So hopeless that I thought to stop all this nonsense. And suddenly I would remember the thief who would say every night, God willing, tomorrow it is going to happen. And my second master was a dog. All right, so that's what's in the card. First, we got the thief with the mask on. Then we got the dog. We can learn a lot from dogs, you know, being God and all. And my second master was a dog. I was going to the river, thirsty, and a dog came. He was also thirsty. He looked into the river. He saw another dog there, because dogs, his own image, and became afraid. He would bark and run away. But his thirst was so much that he would come back. Come, yet again, come. Finally, despite his fear, he just jumped into the water and the image disappeared. And I knew that a message had come to me from God. One has to jump in spite of all fears. Witch, please. And the third master was a small child. And the third master was a small child. I entered a town, and a child was carrying a lit candle. He was going to the mosque to put the candle there. Just joking, I asked the boy, have you lit the candle yourself? He said, yes, sir. And I asked, there was a moment when the candle was unlit. Then there was a moment when the candle was lit. Can you show me the source from which the light came? And the boy laughed, blew out the candle, and said, now you have seen the light going. Where has it gone? You tell me. Little smartass. My ego was shattered. My whole knowledge was shattered. And that moment I felt my own stupidity. Since then I dropped all of my knowledge ability. It was true that I had no master. That does not mean that I was not a disciple. I accept the whole existence as my master. My disciplehood was a greater involvement than yours is. Right? Did I read that? My disciplehood was a greater involvement than yours is. I trusted the clouds, the trees. I trusted existence as such. I had no master because I had millions of masters. I learned from every possible source. To be a disciple is a must on the path. What does it mean to be a disciple? It means to be able to learn, to be available to learn, to be vulnerable to existence. With a master, you start learning to learn. Slowly, slowly, you get in tune. And slowly, slowly, you see the point in that the same way you can get in tune with the whole existence. The master is a swimming pool where you can learn how to swim once you have learned all the oceans are yours. So there is a disciplehood here in this deception that you know, you might be thinking in this relationship collectively that this is it, I've arrived, I've met the one, and really it's another discipleship thing, that to look at each other as masters, that you are teaching each other. But that is the foundation for a twin flame contract. It's that this person is teaching you how to love yourself, how to take care of yourself, often by withholding out of their own fear, their own pain, their own suffering. The love, the care, the whatever it is that you're wanting from them that you think you do not have, but you do have it and must give it to yourself. Make yourself a disciple to that in this twin flame relationship. So that makes sense. Let's lay down these last three, these Whispers of Love card. Last three down to clarify, because this makes a very intuitive, emotional, and balanced intellectual sense here. So please, my collective pantheon of angels, gods, and masters, a whisper of love here for this Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this twin flame relationship for September 2019. Please, a piece of your collective angelic, godly, and masterful grace for September 2019. Be willing to express love, my Sages. When we express love, we begin to receive more love. Now, expressions of love does not mean that you have to, you know, John Cusack in your eyes, boombox outside their windows, although lovely image. I don't know, if somebody did that to me, I would really either call the cops or just break down and cry and love. It's really, I'm a Virgo, it's one or the other on that one. You're a fucking crazy stalker. Oh my God, you finally stepped up, I love you too. That willing to express love to yourself, to others, generalize that, because what if in this Capricorn dealio, because you both got it, that you're sort of coming, like I said, that card that looks like the world, like you're coming to the end of this cycle of it, but Capricorn, they're getting the guardian angel with the learner. Maybe they're just beginning it, but they're making the decision. So you could really lead by example here. Maybe you're the one who's a little bit more advanced on the path a step or two. Don't ever think that you're leagues ahead of somebody else. You never know. We never know that stuff. They don't show us that, and in the end, we're all equal anyway. Right? Because if one piece of the puzzle gets lost, where's the one that we turn over the couch looking for it, empty the house, shake it upside down? So it makes sense. Be willing to express love. Okay. Which I've never met a Sag that had a problem blurting things out. Please, my collective pantheon of angels, gods, and masters, a whisper of love for the twin in this Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for September 2019. Please, this victim with the guardian angel with Capricorn, with the learning of the dream rendezvous, in the dream rendezvous. Come, yet again, come, the decision being made. Please, a piece of your angelic, godly, and masterful guidance for the twin. True love. This love is a once in a lifetime love. True love card. This is definitely on the path of true love for both of you, but they're probably struggling here, I would say, making the decision, is this true love? Is this true love or not, right? Is this worth it? Do I do this? But this is a once in a lifetime love, that even if this is complete twin flame, my cross watcher, know that this is about the path of true love and love truly. That's what you're learning here. You're learning about true love. Breaks all curses, right? Breaks all curses, conquers all, but conquers all within us. That as we become embodiments of true love, that vibration just fucking shakes all of this stuff out of us from the past, our own fears. And you're just learning how to do that now. So make the decision for true love. I don't tell people what to do, but that's what's on the table, quite literally. Last card down for the relationship in general. My collective pantheon of angels, gods, and masters, please, a whisper of love here for this Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. This twin flame relationship for September 2019, please. a piece of your angelic, godly, and masterful grace for September 2019. Turn on your heart light. Sorry, every time that card fucking comes up, I'm gonna sing that because it's just too funny to me. I have that sense of humor. I was raised with that sense of humor. Turn on your heart. Ouch. Oh, my favorite movie anyway. Allow yourself in this moment to reflect on a time when you experienced love. So that's an interesting card to get there, right? Turn on your heart light, open your heart, focus there, that this relationship, this seeker of wisdom and truth archetype, right? Inability to commit to a path once found. Maybe I didn't read the shadow side of that. Oh, I'm so sorry if I did not. Shadow attribute, inability to commit to a path once found. Well, it feels like you guys have found the path here. It feels like this contract is well underway, that there's something being developed here. But that the deception here is about really that you may not even be willing to commit to be disciples to each other. And by the way, what a fucking nightmare that is if taken literally. No, you are a disciple on the path, that there is discipline here. And that the deception here is you think it's something else. But to turn on your heart light, to open your heart, to breathe into the heart, to love what rises, to bless each other, to understand that you are both here in service to each other by not giving each other what you want or need from each other, but by teaching each other how to give that to each individually. Bless them, bless this relationship, because really this scribe, with the law of transmutation, with the answered prayer. You've already made the prayer. It's happening, right? You've got this Capricorn indication here with the card of the world that you may very well be coming to the end of this part of this Capricorn cycle, at least a plateau, if not the top of the mountain. With intelligence here, dealing with the pain that your mind, you really need to look for where the answers are, which are always inside of you, even if that's a guidance and an intuition that then points you to an external piece of information. Happens all the time with what brings you to readings. And be willing to express love as you go to yourself, to others, but be organic. You don't have to be feeling the love, you just need to mean it. It's like, no, I love you. I get that what we're going through is really tough, and what you're going through, we're all learning, so I love you. Hang in there, but I love you as another soul on the path, even if that's silent. Because the twin in here, this victim archetype, right, dealing with self-esteem issues and boundaries, but alchemizing that into victory. With this Capricorn guardian angel, that they are being guarded and guided by their own higher dimensional selves through this journey of boundaries and karma. I mean, boundaries, karma. It totally makes sense about the healing part of the journey here for them, the hero's journey, with that card of the learners and the dream rendezvous, that if you guys are connecting on the sly in a way that is perhaps in the shadow, that's part of the learning curve here. If that's the only way that you can do it is by a little sneaky peeky, that's how they can do it right now, because they are in the process, if they have not already made the decision, they're in the process of that thing of the lovers, of come yet again come, that there's something inside of them that's saying, well, I don't care, let's just do this again, because there is a call to true love here, though you may not be. By bringing the essence of true love into any relationship, it begins to alchemize it. That's in the book that I'm working on, or will be working on. It's 1/3 done. Been told to do these readings instead, but that this is a path of true love, that as you bring that into the relationship, you make the decision to love, but to love wisely and powerfully, right, in a healthy way. That's what the journey is about, because overall here we've got the seeker archetype with signs of universal wisdom and the security of this thing in potential, this egg, with this deception of disciplehood, to really both get clear. It's like, oh, we both need to be disciplined, we both need to see each other as teachers, as masters along the path, and in that we turn on the heart light, allow ourselves to reflect on the love that we've already experienced, even if it's love of self. And I do love you, I do bless, we bless one another. Well, Sagittarians, wow, this is going to be quite a powerful month for you all. This is complex, why wouldn't it be? But worth it. So may the Sagittarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and twin flame relationships be blessed with all that they need for the month of September. May they be blessed, May they heal, may they grow, may they become the very best that they can be and fulfill their role in the divine plan, and may that be extended to the twin in this relationship as well as to all of life for the well-being of all. That I am now, and so it is, so would it be. Cool, cool. Have a really good month. Sagittarians, reach out for a reading. I am available for readings right now, because it's a clean month ahead. I am taking some time off for my birthday. I'm going to Fire Island, and then I'm going to Brooklyn. Right? We're going to go to the beach, and then we're going to go to Brooklyn, Bushwick, because I need some sushi, some sake, some tequila. I need to blow off some Virgo birthday steam. But that doesn't mean I can't book in advance, so please check the info in the box below. Go check out my website, DrawingTheCircle.com. There's a lot of cool stuff on there. And please like and subscribe. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe, because this isn't going to end anytime soon, I sense. I'm going to keep doing these readings online because I'm having a field day with it. Cool, cool. Thank you so much for your time. But for now, my Sagittarius, my Centaurs, which is the original Greek pronunciation, I believe, my archers, my Sagittarian borns, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed, blessed. Be.